Stone, We the People. And I'm going to ask people, please, to stay focused on the bill that we're talking about and try to be respectful of other people's time. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everyone. So the issue is that the bill that we're dealing with now dovetails with all of the other bills that you've been dealing with all afternoon that strip the public of their rights. So I'm not sure. I was sitting here watching all these things get unrolled here where you're stripping somebody of their rights by passing this bill. And in the supported decision-making bill, you're stripping somebody else of their rights to do their families, to involve their families, to decide how they want their life to be led. And so I'm a little confused because I don't believe that it's possible that everybody here at this hearing doesn't understand that you can't take people's rights. You can't pass laws to strip someone of their inalienable rights. And I'm very confused how all these bills are discussed at the last minute. And I came up here from Miami. I drove 16 hours yesterday, but you got a whole bunch of bills going on here. And the gentleman here, Representative Roth, is pushing everybody to speak real quick so that we can kind of get through this so everybody can vote on a bill to strip your rights. So let me go back to the beginning. So under the Declaration of Independence, it says that our inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are endowed by the Creator. So you, government officials, you really can't take our rights because inalienable means you can't strip them, you can't take them, you can't sell them, you can't barter them, you can't do any of these bills, you can't do it. But now we're even further beyond that because this was 1776, and now in 1940, the United Nations has passed an International Declaration of Human Rights, where they've affirmed not just life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but now we've got bountiful 30 rights that are all listed under the UN International Bill of Rights. We got 30 rights. Probably we have more than those, but those are the ones that are affirmed by the United Nations. So you can't take our rights. All of these laws that you're passing are illegal and void, and you can't pass them because if you do that, you're violating the law. So that leads into the flip side. So all of these laws that you're putting out there are masking crimes against humanity under international law. So we talk about guardianship. So now we've got victims of guardianship sitting there, and they're telling you about atrocities that are going on in what I call human trafficking courts, because these human trafficking courts illegally adjudicate all of your illegal human trafficking laws. So we just have a very small representation.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. Our rules prohibit the use of exhibits.
Oh, well, can I get permission? Do I have to ask permission to show you a few pictures?
You need the permission of the rules chair, ma'am.
And who is the rules chair?
He's not here.
Oh, so we can't show those pictures of people being harmed.
You are correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's for the record. So I have some pictures that show.
Ma'am, again, I'm going to ask you to try to speak specifically to the bill. You're doing a great job, but you're not speaking to the specifically to the bill.
But I did speak to the bill because the bill on supported decision-making, you can't do that. Why is the government telling people what they can do, and then we're going to litigate our rights in court? So it's all interconnected. It's inextricably interconnected. You cannot pass a bill to adjudicate or to tell people what they can do, who they can ask to help with their rights, their inalienable rights. And so you now have got the supported decision-making bill that is illegal, and now you got the guardianship bill that's illegal. It's illegal and void on their face. So I think I've answered that. And then I just want to say one other thing.
I'm asking you to close,
yes,
please,
I know,
because you're kind of rambling, okay?
No, I'm not rambling. I'm being very clear. And so what I'm saying is that we've got all of these people sitting here, and we've got a bunch of people that are members of the public, and you're doing all of your laws, and now you're pushing us along in 5 seconds to deal with all of these laws that are just very simple, illegal. And so now none of the comments that we're going to be making here are going to be heard because really isn't the proper forum to do it. We should have all been discussing all of this all along, and now we're at the tail end. We're crossing the finish line, and now I drove up here 16 hours to educate people that maybe you don't know what inalienable rights are. And now I'm going to sit down, and now you're going to call the vote. And so before we do that, I'd like to just hear if anybody has any comments on what I've just said. Respond to me. I took the time to drive up here. I took the time to describe what the Declaration of Independence says, that it says, and it can't be, it's incontrovertible. You can't take our inalienable rights. You can't. So you can't do this bill. You can't do any of these bills that you've done here today. So
Thank you for your comments.
But I'm asking you to respond to me. Like, what is the point for me to comment when you're not responding? Have a little courtesy and respect for me because I've given you some information.
Sergeant, I'm going to have to ask you to just escort the lady out.